ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಮೂರನೇ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಯ ಮನೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಮನೆ ಕೊಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಥೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಥೆ, ಮಧ್ಯಮ ವರ್ಗದ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕೇಳುವವರು ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ವಾ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮೂರನೇ ಆವೃತ್ತಿಗೆ ಕಾಲಿಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ವೀಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವಾಗತ ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಧನಂಜಯ ಪದ್ಮನಾಭಾಚಾರ್, working as a IT professional in Bangalore and coordinating Mantri Serenity Home Buyers Forum Bangalore, a platform for expressing the grievances, a platform for uniting all home buyers of Mantri Serenity in Bangalore. And today we have one of our buyer, Brunalini, on the call today. And she is one of the oldest home buyer in Mantri Serenity. And please, welcoming Brunalini Madam on this platform. Brunalini Madam, namaskara.
Namaskar, sir.
Please welcome to this platform. You're on live Facebook with
Thank you, sir.
Serenity Home Buyers Forum Bangalore, and sharing your valuable experiences of being a home buyer in Mantri Serenity project in Bangalore, and your experience of being a home buyer and how you are feeling after 8 to 10 years of waiting for a home, a dream home which you must have dreamt in your early starting of your career, and share your experience on this platform, madam. And over to you. Can you just have a brief introduction of yourself, Brunalini madam? Just a brief introduction, then we'll start off with the program. Yeah.
Sure, Dhananjay, sir. So, namaskar everybody who is an existing customer of Mantri Housing, or any prospective customers who might be seeing this video or might chance to see upon this video in future. My name is Brunalini and I have been a very aggrieved customer of Mantri Builders. And this is not 8 or 10 years as Dhananjay sir just pointed out. I have been waiting for my house since 2008. And it will be a surprising thing to even call out that I'm waiting since 2008, because people might say Serenity did not start off its project in 2008. But it's a long story, and I will definitely share more details about why I'm waiting for my house since 2008. As far as I'm concerned, I am, a leadership consultant working with a multinational organization, and I'm based out of Bangalore. I have a 2.5-year-old daughter, and my husband is also a consultant, an IT consultant. So we have been the aggrieved buyers of Mantri Serenity project.
Yeah, welcome to you on this platform, madam. Before we start off this session, I think everybody knows today is a birthday of one of the greatest engineers they ever seen, and it's our honor, and it's our responsibility to kind of respect his birth anniversary and then celebrate his birthday. And is none other than Sir M. Vishveshwaraya, Moksha Gundam Sir M. Vishveshwaraya. And some of the notable achievements or some of the important accomplishment what our Sir M. Vishveshwaraya has done to the society has been highlighted here. He's been an architect of KRS Dam, what we call it as a Brindavan Gardens, and he's one of the founders of Bhadravati Iron and Steel Works. He was the chairman. He rescued from becoming extinct. And Mysore Sandal Oil Factory was started during this time, and Mysore Soap Factory and Mysore University, which is one of the best universities in Karnataka, which has been started during this time. And then State Bank of Mysore, one of the best bank in Karnataka, which is now merged with SBI, was also being started during this time. And then started off public libraries in Mysore and Bangalore all over. And he's been one of the most personalities who encouraging girls to attend the schools during those times. And Mysore Chamber of Commerce was started during his time. And Kannada Sahitya Parishad or Kannada Literature Academy was started during his time. And Sri Jayachamma Rajendra Occupational Institute, Bangalore was funded. by his money. And then in 1912, he set up a Hebbal Agricultural School. And in 1903, he designed automatic weir water floodgates at Kadavala Reservoir. And he implemented irrigation system in Karnataka. And Jayachama Rajendra Polytechnic Institute being started by him. The Bangalore Agriculture University is being started during his time. And the Century Club was started during his time. And University of Vishweshwaraya College, Engineering College was started during his time. So if you look at all his accomplishments, starting from architecting a dam, universities, libraries, supporting girls' education, and setting up of agricultural universities and setting up of engineering colleges, and all the developments which has happened during Sir M. Vishweshwaraya's time. And even today, we can see a lot of his work. Anybody who visits Brindavan Gardens in Mysore can visualize the architect, visualize the way engineers should work. And some of his preaching, some of his 10 commandments in life for every engineers who are celebrating Engineers Day today is to practice self-help, know that knowledge is power, what you have, and cultivate teamwork. It is very important in nowadays to have a teamwork which inculcated among every aspects of work what we do, and proactive teamwork and practicing teamwork and increasing production and services, right? So that is important. How should I always increase the productions and how should I service more? That is what is Sir M. Vishwesvaraya has taught to us, and support Indian industry. So today our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has been envisioning the Atmanirbhar Bharat, right, which has been one of the dreams of Sir M. Vishwesvaraya also, to support Indian industries. Whatever we can develop within India, why can't we do it here itself, right? That's one of the preachings which Sir M. Vishwesvaraya has taught to us. Restrict imports, that's one of the reasons why Atmanirbhar Bharat has been coined around it. Maintain efficient standards, think, act institutionally. Whatever we think and act, it has to be an institutionalized thinking that we need to brought into our cultural life and into our personal lives, and then drive accordingly and think in terms of nation. So nation first is what Sir M. Vishwesvaraya has taught to us. And on this occasion of Happy Engineers Day, on this occasion of Sir M. Vishwesvaraya's birth anniversary, we want to, on behalf of Mantri Serenity Home Buyers Forum, we remember the great soul, we remember the great personality Sir M. Vishwesvaraya on this platform, and thank for all his great work that he has rendered to the society. And then with that note, we want to continue the panel discussion that we have today with Mrinalini Madam, who is one of the home buyers of Mantri Serenity project in Bangalore. Madam, please tell me about your experience, and when did you book the flat, madam? When did actually you got into this project?
Sure, sir. So, like I just mentioned, that I have been waiting for 12 years. And I'll tell you when I got into this project Serenity. But before that, I booked my first flat, a very small flat in the last block of Mantri Tranquil apartment, which is pretty close to Serenity. Okay. L block had very small apartments. It was just my husband and myself at that point in time. And we thought, this would be good for just the two of us. So we booked this apartment in the fashion. They were 2012 year end. When we were to attention by passing by, that was impacting the building. So out if somebody has ever visited second basement level and it's left as that. But all this while, they were very happily enjoying our interest-free money that we as customers had paid there. And only in 2012 year end, we were told that we had just two options. The first option was to move into Alpine, which was coming up somewhere close by in Subramaniampura area. And the other one was Mantri Serenity in Dolkal-Sandra. So Alpine was in news already, by the way, for all the wrong reasons. And having waited for good, 3 to 4 years already, we thought it was in best interest to, since we could not bail ourselves out, that we moved to Mantri Serenity. So in February 2013, I moved to Mantri Serenity. My papers say that the handover date of Mantri Serenity was March 2015. And since they did not have smaller specification of flats in Serenity, they made us pay more for the extra, saying that they are giving it at a rebate because it's their fault that they could not deliver L block in Tranquil, and that they are giving us not at a market rate that additional square footage of area, because here we had 1135 or 1150, and the smallest we were getting in Serenity at that time was 1530 square foot. So we had no choice but to pay additional. So one thing one big lesson learned is a builder never loses money. Tomorrow they might just come back, remove the high tension wires and sell L block at a premium. So they're making money here, and they made money with all the aggrieved customers who moved from L blocks of Tranquil to Serenity. Now this was 2013, and then 2015 with a delivery date of 2015. Now you might ask me, Dhananjay sir, why did I not opt for a bailout? Why didn't I opt out of the project, get my money back?
Yeah, because you've been asked to move from Tranquil to Serenity, and then moving here and there. Why you always Mantri Serenity project? What was the compulsion?
So that's because I am choked at my throat. They choke you. They choke you as builders, and they do not allow you to eject out. So I have been threatened. I think probably, as a woman, they thought it was, I was an easy target. So all that we just mentioned about Sir M. Vishwesvaraya, they did not know that I'll be such a tough cookie to crack. But unfortunately, I did not bail out because the threat was that I lose 15 to 20% of my principal amount. And they did not even consider
15 to 20% of your total cost.
Yes. They said that it is my wish to bail out, that they have nothing to do. So I will have to follow the.
This is documented in the agreement that if a buyer wants to quit, 15 to 20% will be the loss to the buyer is documented in your agreement?
It is 10% that is documented, but every time we went back to them, they said it will be 15 to 20% of
this is ridiculous.
Yes. And, so that has always been the sword hanging on our necks. And as a middle class, I mean, how much can you afford to lose out of your principal? Right. So, that's a big amount. And they have never talked about the interest-free loan that they have, the full amount that the banks go ahead and disburse. And they
one second. I wanted to stop you there. You said about interest-free, loan. What is that interest-free loan, madam? Can you please explain?
When I say interest-free, I'm saying that, as a buyer, when I go through a bank, and in my case, it was Axis Bank, and earlier HDFC when I was in Tranquil, I think banks go hand in glove. They give complete disbursement of the amount to the builder immediately, right?
Is it based on the construction, or it is one shot they will get?
It's one shot payment. It's one shot payment by the bank. It's not phase wise construction.
Who will pay the interest? Is usually construction linked plan will have a phase wise approach, and then in this case, who will pay the interest for the entire money? Because
I'm paying the interest for the entire money. And they had some pre-EMI scheme that they were giving me some money back, which they very conveniently, stopped at a certain point in time, and paid quite intermittently. And one had to call them asking, why didn't the pre-EMI money come about? And, so all
How many years you got this, madam? How many years you got the pre-EMI?
The pre-EMI I got for about 36 months.
36 months. And almost like 7-8 years, you already paid the full amount. And
and the same case, they had the same plan in Tranquil as well. So technically, I have been paying my loan since 2008. I pay an amount.
It's almost like 12 years, and still you don't have a house.
No, I do not have a house. I pay both rent and EMI. I don't have any qualms in sharing what my EMI amount is, which is quite high because, like I said, the banks are hand in glove with the builders. So I pay an EMI of 62,000.
Oh my God.
62,000 for
62,000 EMI, and you don't have a house.
I do not have a house, and I have been paying that EMI.
Did the
It's,
bank also took the insurance for the amount what you?
yes, it's an insured loan that I
Oh,
went for.
okay,
And
insurance on the property or insurance on the loan?
it was an insured loan.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
insured. Okay,
So
because
if something
there are two
happens
kinds
to
of
me,
insurance that comes in.
yeah,
One is insurance on the property and insurance on the loan. So there are two kinds of.
yeah. So it was an insured loan,
Okay,
not insurance on the property.
okay,
Now, 12 years of why I say they have enjoyed interest free, because 12 years they have their money from the bank. My 100% is gone. I am paying the bank, and we know all the pitfalls of having a conversation with the bank saying I want to put a stop to it because you are the defaulter. They work out a tripartite agreement with you, but you are the defaulter, because they have the third party, which is the builder, is nowhere held accountable in this entire story, right? And the banks have disbursed their money to them. Now, what I'm also, what I'd also like to highlight is, it's the customer that loses money. It's the customer who does not get their home. The bank and the builder's agreement, don't know what happens, behind the closed doors, but bank has disbursed, builder has the money, builder takes the money and absconds or does whatever. It's not just a serenity story. In fact, just this morning, somebody told me that another big builder has, a very close friend of mine, actually my guru, has informed that he and his family members, extended family members, have lost 4 apartments to a big builder in Bangalore.
oh my God.
And they are not able to. So that person is quite old. He's coming to Bangalore to file a case with RERA, with the FIR and whatnot. But eventually he and his extended family members all booked 4 apartments here together, and they don't have a single apartment. So it's a regular story. Now,
Really
asking to return the money, I've already mentioned that, their tone changes. The tone changes. The tone changes from sir and madam to a little threatening, because frankly, I think for me, they've taken it very easy. I am not somebody who's very well versed with, the loan agreements or the land agreements or the technicalities of the law, and they think I'm a woman. So that makes very easy target. But I have seen their
This is
tone
really
change.
ridiculous. This is really ridiculous, madam, because being a woman, and if some people are cheating you, some people are taking advantage of being a woman, this is really ridiculous. And this is a really shame on them who are doing this. This is really shame on them.
I mean, quote unquote, it is my loss according to them. And they have said this. It is your loss if you bail out, if you, ask for money. Frankly, I think they don't have the money to pay, but it's always the customer's fault. So your loss, your decision that you're, planning to eject early. If you are willing to wait, we'll give you a flat, maybe 10, 20, 15 years down the
How
lane.
long? It is all 2015 is the commitment date, and we are living in 2020 and almost at the end of 2020, and you have from 2008, almost like 12 years.
Yeah.
We need to wait.
So my new due date is, we all are aware pretty much, the existing buyers, that our new due date is pretty much here in 2021. And that too is caveat to so many things at this point in time. And I just want this, I want the so-called new, the new buyers or people who are prospective buyers to know something, they should learn a lesson from me. They should take a lesson from me, because we have heard, we have some very sane minds who are fighting with us, who are, negotiating. They don't even know whom they are pitted against, because these people, they, and it's good. It's good that we have a good mix of people. We have good mix of folks who are with us. And I'm glad that we have such sympathetic people who probably eventually be our neighbors and our friends and our, in that same society. But what I do want to highlight is that those neutral voices and the sympathizers who want to give Mantri a chance, a second chance or a third chance or a fourth chance, please learn from my experience. It's 12 plus years and I'm waiting for a home. I'm paying both my EMI and my rent for 12 years. And as a middle class
person, I'm sure, madam, with 60,000 rupee per month, if you calculate roughly, it is around 7 lakh per annum, with the rent of say around 20,000 or 25,000.
Yes.
No, exactly. Even if you calculate 25,000 per month as a rent, that comes to 3.56 lakhs and 7.7 lakhs of interest, almost 10 lakhs per annum you're losing. And almost 12 years, if you calculate roughly around almost a crore, which is almost equivalent to your project cost or maybe more than that.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not very good at maths. Otherwise, this would have hit me even harder. I don't calculate.
I'm really sorry to hear this, madam, because the moment I heard about 60,000 and 25,000 rent, immediately that flashed to my mind. That
Yes.
we are on Engineers Day. Engineers will have numbers on their play card always. So I just calculated almost 10 lakh per annum is what is the loss that you're incurring on an yearly basis.
And think of it. I mean, when I went for the Tranquil and then eventually to Serenity, because Serenity was not my choice. Serenity was an adjustment and a compromise I had to make. But when I went for this, I was a young working woman whose husband encouraged her to go for this single-handedly and said, you know, you take the plunge. This will build your confidence. But look at how my confidence has been dented over 12 years. People laugh at me. They said, you're still with Serenity, you're still with Mantri Builder. Why didn't you take your money and leave? How do I tell them that if I ask for my money, one, I know that all the tactics that they're telling about 15% or 20% penalty is just in the air. The fact is, I'm not going to get my money back. I will not get my money back. I know a friend of mine who ejected from L Block and how much money that person lost. So I know I'm not getting my money back. And I don't know. I've not made very wise decision, but my whole confidence.
It is like a trap.
Yeah,
it is like a financial trap we are in. It is like a trap.
And it has broken my back, because why should I even say that this is just because I'm a woman? I mean, we're all equals, and we all have this responsibility. And end of the day, we are asking for what is, you know, legally and you know, morally, and in every adjective, it is what is ours. You know, we're asking.
I completely disagree with you. Some of these aspects, madam, because whether it is a woman or a man, the rights is equal for everyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
And being a woman, since you've taken a bold step of investing independently, that is exactly what I like about you know, what you said right now, and making a big step at early age of a career, especially when you know, girl or woman are trying to, you know, age of getting married or getting engaged in the life settlement, and then investing such a big amount is a risk for everyone. And you are taking such a big risk to have your own house. And from last 12 years, you've been fighting for it. And unfortunately, whoever is the builder, whoever is the people who are watching on this, I'm sure they will see this video. Please understand, one of the directors of this company is also a woman. And please understand the pain of a woman, and understand the pain how women undergo in terms of investing money and in terms of investing time, along with taking care of their families. And being a woman entrepreneur, we had a lot of respect for such people. But unfortunately, after seeing Mrinalini's story, really we have lost some of this respect for some of these so-called entrepreneurs of this world. And really uncalled for this kind of situation. And if any builder who's trying to do this, please stop this nonsense. Please stop this behavior of dealing with women. Please stop this threatening a woman. Please stop this cheating a woman. Please stop this. 12 years is a too long years to wait for a house. 12 years, 2018, when Mrinalini madam has booked a flat, we are at 2020, but still we don't have a house.
Sir, I would also like to add one very quick thing here. You know, you spoke about one of the directors being a woman. This director looked me into my eyes when I met her in January this year, straight into my eyes, very genuinely said, we will help you out, we will support you guys, and we will get you your homes. The thing is, what I learned is they are vultures. They will look straight into your eyes. They are, I'm sorry to use this term, but they are like psychopaths. They can look at you, smile at you, and yet stab you in the back. So they can feed on your carcass like vultures, but they are so good at this game, so good at this game, that I came out of that meeting convinced that this lady understands my concern. And, you know, she looked me straight into the eyes. How can you lie to somebody looking straight into their eyes? But she lied.
This is really, really uncalled for. I think in this world, if being a woman is not supporting another woman is really uncalled for. And I request the founder directors, please understand the pain of a woman. You are also, being a woman, underwent a lot of challenges, setting up of these companies, and then, you know, creating a history of 20 years of being existence in the company, being a builder. Please understand the pain of a middle class woman, and please help Mrinalini madam to get her home. So that is what I wanted to you know, convey to the builders. And madam, just wanted to update you that, you know, after we started this series and before this, there are a set of buyers who have filed a complaint in police station, the set of buyers who have complained in RERA, set of buyers have complained in consumer courts. The things are moving in the legal terms. At the same time, we have an young and energetic leader, our Bangalore South MP, Tejasvi Surya. We have a couple of buyers have gone and met and requested him to look into this matter. And today we have received an update from the MP office saying that they are looking into this problem very seriously. So they understood the problem of a middle class home buyers, thousands of people who are undergoing the pain, thousands of women who are undergoing the pain, who are invested, and their co-owners are the wives of mothers or sisters of the investors. And they understood the pain of a woman and understood the pain of a home buyer. So we got a confirmation that our MP Tejasvi Surya ji is looking into this matter, and they are working on the ground, and they're talking to the multiple stakeholders, and they're on their job. So that is what I wanted to convey. We got a confirmation from MP office. They're looking this matter very seriously, and they support the voters. They support the residents of Bangalore South who trusted his leadership, who trusted his quality of a young and energetic leader who voted for them. So this is the message from our representative, people representative. We are getting a lot of support from our MP. We are getting support from a police department who is doing investigation very fairly. And I'm sure after you know, a month, when a report is being submitted, it will be in the favor of buyers. It will be in the favor of the victims. I don't want to say in the favor of buyers, but it should be in the favor of victims who are undergoing the pain. Whoever is guilty should be punished. So that is exactly the objective of bringing all the home buyers on this platform. We want the police commissioner, we want the police inspectors who are doing the investigation on this case. Please take this case very seriously. There are thousands of families who are getting impacted. When we started this drive, on the first day of the program, we had a very senior citizen, Mr. Chandrasekhar, who got registered his flat in 2015 and without a flat existing. And not only himself and his daughter, both of them registered the flat. And after 5 years, he doesn't have a flat, and he got heart attack, and then he underwent a lot of trauma in his life, but still he doesn't have a house. So much of request he has made, but still the builders are not ready to give his money back with his interest, or they're not ready to give the home. So on the second day, we had a person called Mahesh Kumar Jain, who was a businessman and buyback scheme, where the entire money has gone even without notification of the person. And they have taken an insurance on the flat without letting him know. So these are some of the things which is happening. And this is the third day. And we are seeing how builders are cheating a woman, how builders are taking undue advantage of home buyer. And 12 years, this really uncalled for. 12 years for getting a home is really uncalled for in Bangalore. And Bangalore is known for peace. Bangalore is known for acceptance of anybody who is doing a business in Bangalore. But people who come from all over, and if they're not doing an ethical business, Karnataka will not accept such people. Karnataka will resist. Kannadigas will resist. This is the message we wanted to pass on to everyone who is seeing this video. Please come forward. Please fight for your justice. Please fight for your rights. Any last comment before we close up the session, madam?
Yes, so sure, sir. So one thing is, yes, you know, we have a lot of hope pinned to young leaders like Mr. Tejasvi Surya. We hope that they are, leaders like him are able to bring about the change that we as citizens expect from this country, from leaders like him. Heard great stories about him, and yes, I'm aware to some extent the support that he has provided to us. But I would also like to say that yes, every individual of those X number of flats has a story. Everybody has a story. As women, or as a woman, I can tell mine. I have gone through extreme depression. I have a very calm exterior, but I have gone through extreme depression because as a woman, you would know, I mean, you have your mothers, sisters, wives. We have to make compromises to balance it out, right? The huge EMI that goes out and the huge rent that goes out every month. You're adjusting somewhere, probably your child's, milk that you're procuring might not be of the best quality because, you might be making an adjustment somewhere to run your household after this huge chunk of money is taken away from your account every month by vultures like these builders. So that's all I can tell you at this point in time. And thank you so much for giving me this platform, Dhananjay sir, to voice my concerns, to voice my story, because I wish and hope that this somewhere hits somebody's conscience. That's all my expectation is.
Thank you, madam. Thanks a lot for being aired on Facebook Live. And the last message to everyone on this call, please be cautious, please be careful before you making your investments. And a request from all the home buyers to Mantri Developers, Mantri Castle Private Limited, please start the work immediately. Please hand over the flats. Waiting time is too much. We have waited for long years, from 5 years, 6 years, 10 years. Now this madam is waiting from last 12 years. We request you once again on this platform, please restart the work, full-fledged. We have seen some kind of work which is happening on the ground with 5-10 people, 10-15 people cleaning the cleaning the messes, but that is not going to solve the problem because the amount of work pending is tremendous. We request Mantri Developers on this platform, through this platform, restart the work immediately. We have paid all our money. Please give us our home. So, ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ, ನಮ್ಮ ಯಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜೆಟಿಕ್ ಲೀಡರ್ ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಅವರಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮೂಲಕ ಒಂದು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮಗದೊಮ್ಮೆ ಮನೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡಿ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಥೆ ಅಂತ ಮೃಣಾಲಿನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಬರೀ ಮೃಣಾಲಿನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಗುವಿನ ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದರ ಹಿಂದೆ ಮೃಣಾಲಿನಿ ಅಂತಹ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಹೆಣ್ಣು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಕಷ್ಟ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ದುಡಿಮೆಯನ್ನ ಈ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನ ಈ ಮನೆಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಪಣವಾಗಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಆಸೆಯನ್ನ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಮನೆಯನ್ನ ಬುಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಮಧ್ಯಮ ವರ್ಗದ ಕಷ್ಟವನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಈ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಬಿಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮಧ್ಯಮ ವರ್ಗದವರ ಕಷ್ಟವನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಮನೆಯನ್ನ ಬೇಗ ಕೊಡಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡಿ, ಮನೆ ಕೊಡಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಮನೆ ಕೊಡಿ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಥೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಷ್ಟವನ್ನು ಕೇಳುವರು ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಲೈನ್ ನ ಇವತ್ತೊಂದಿನ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ MP ತೇಜಸ್ವಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಕಷ್ಟವನ್ನ ಕೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಎರಡು, ಮೊದಲನೇದೇನಿದೆ ಈ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಮೂಲಕ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮೇಡಮ್.